I want to sing you a song that I wrote in Cornwall in the late 60s, because in 1968, as a family, we left Bexhill in Sussex and we moved to Cornwall. And this is a song that came out of that time whilst we were in Cornwall. The words were composed by a girlfriend I had at the time called Carol, and I put her poem to music. And this is it. It's called A Drop in the Ocean of Time, which sings about the cliffs of Cornwall and the beauty of that area. Prancing spray leaps high and waves unfurling, tumbling onto the rocky shore. Misty the morning when you try to recall. It's a drop in the ocean of time. Burning sunsets led into the calm depths of a golden sea. The rose-lit sky is slowly fading away. It's a drop in the ocean of time. Dark the evening, now the light is fading, shrouds the hills in silence and peace. Still now, hold this moment for a lifetime. It's a drop in the ocean of time. 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 So in Cornwall, we had a great opportunity to get back to nature, to live closer to the land. We moved on to a piece of land that my parents had bought during the war. And eventually we built a house there. And I could recommend that if you want to see us living on the land in Cornwall, Google Summer of the Ash Family. It's on YouTube. It's a documentary that Westwood Television made of us as a family in the early 70s, singing our songs and surfing in the Atlantic at Crackington Haven, which is a beautiful part of the north coast of Cornwall. So at that time, I was giving a lot of thought to my burgeoning vortex theory. And I was thinking about the metaphysical implications of what I'd discovered. And what I realized that the subatomic vortex, the three-dimensional vortex represented by this ball of wool, is a system of spin, but that there was nothing spinning because it's energy spinning, and energy is no thing. Energy has no mass, it has no substance. And the great mystery is, what is energy? And I really concluded from this model that, well, energy is more like a thought than a thing. And in a book written in the 1930s by Sir James Jeans, a leading British physicist, he wrote in The Mysterious Universe that the progress of knowledge in science was revealing that the universe appears to be more like a great thought than a great machine. And, I reasoned, well, you can't have a great thought without a great thinker. And my parents had said that when I was 4, I declared I was going to prove the existence of God through science. So really, this is what I was doing. I was using this new science, the vortex science, to explain away materiality. Materialists were explaining away everything I wanted to believe in, like psychic phenomena, spiritual phenomena, religious phenomena. And so I felt the time had come to explain away the illusion of Maya, as the yogis called it, that they all believe in. I felt it was the scientists who were deluded, not the spiritual religious people. And that really is portrayed in the Summer of the Ash family, because, you know, we're there as a religious family saying our prayers. And I've used the vortex to basically provide an underpin for spiritual belief that there are other realities, there are other dimensions, that we, if you like, we're embedded in a greater reality, that angels are for real, they exist. We do have a soul. And I'm going to go through all these ideas in these talks, the progress of these ideas, and how I could substantiate ideas that have been dismissed by scientists with this new approach to science. You see, the conclusion I was coming to is that if particles of energy, these whirlpools of light, are more like thoughts than things, then the underlying bedrock of reality must be consciousness. And if it's consciousness that's imagining particles of energy into existence, either as whirlpools for matter or waves for light, then what is this consciousness? Well, for one thing, we know that the consciousness must be one. It can't be divided, because if protons, for example, which are subatomic particles, they're these little whirlpools of light, which are the most prolific things in the universe, prolific source of mass in the universe. If these little protons are acts of imagination, acts of consciousness, because they have the same physical properties, they're all absolutely identical, that suggests that they come from the same consciousness. So science is suggesting that whilst energy is divided, whilst there's an infinite number of particles of energy, that the consciousness underlying energy is one. And Max Planck, the founder of quantum theory, said that you can't get behind consciousness. Consciousness underlies matter. So this is a really exciting idea, because I realized that I'm conscious and you're conscious. But rather than being separate, we're the same being, we're the same consciousness, we're the same I am presence, looking out of different pairs of eyes in different bodies, the one being in the many bodies. And this would explain our name, which is the human being, because Hu is the Egyptian word for the divine or for God. So I want to leave you with those thoughts and just show you the power of this incredible model for reality, the subatomic vortex. And when I come back next time, I'll be explaining to you how I use this idea to develop, if you like, a physics of angels, a physics of spirituality, an understanding of higher dimensions. So thank you very much for listening.